put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning.
Good morning, Tobago, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates Youth Morning Show. This morning, we have a very interesting interview for you all this morning. We're going to be talking with Miss Rona Jack, and she is an inventor. Good morning, Miss Jack. It's amazing to be in your presence.
Yes. I've been here many times.
Okay, wonderful. So she's going to be talking to us about the Dazzle fashion ruler. And viewers, for those of you who aren't exactly sure what it is, we're going to show you a short video so that you can catch up.
This Dazzle fashion ruler is one of a kind. It comprises an L square, hip curve, French curve, and calculator. It is collapsible with 360-degree hinges, which make it convenient for drafting. The ruler is paired with a customized case, making it perfect for those in the fashion and garment construction industry. The Dazzle fashion ruler.
So before we get started with the meat of the interview, let's talk a little bit about your design, the Dazzle fashion ruler.
Well, I invented the Dazzle fashion ruler 17 years ago, and it's now on the market in Europe and Trinidad and Tobago. And it's a fashion ruler that combines all the main rulers, and where you use one ruler and it has a compact case so that you can carry a ruler around. So it folds into 360 degrees.
Okay, so you said you created it 17 years ago. That means that you've probably been sewing for quite some time. Tell us a little bit about the inspiration.
Well, I'm a seamstress for the past 38 years. And the long sewing rulers, when going to sewing class, used to always pose problem because they always sewing in the bag. And I said, you know what? I want a ruler that can fold, because my father had a carpentry ruler and I really admire his ruler. And I said, I'm going to invent one. I'm going to use all the basic rulers and create one ruler which can fold 360 degrees that I can use.
Okay, so you were featured recently in an article about intellectual property. Can you tell us about your journey regarding intellectual property and your ruler, some of the challenges that you had to face and how you addressed those challenges?
All right, well, when I invented the ruler, I had no idea what about patent or copyright, anything about intellectual property. And then when I entered the Prime Minister's invention competition, when I won, while doing research, I realized that how important IP is for your invention, whether it be trademark, whether it be patent, whether it be copyright. I then learned the importance of it. So it played a big role in my invention, because you cannot reach out to companies, you cannot try to license or sell your invention or do anything with it without you have the intellectual property rights for it.
Okay, and earlier you would have mentioned to me that you recently returned from Jamaica. Tell us about that experience. What did you go to do? What was the experience like? Tell us about some of the people that you would have spoken with.
All right, World Intellectual Property took me to Jamaica to speak to 32 entrepreneurs about trademark. One of the main topic was about trademark, because they want people to brand their stuff. And it wasn't just people, it was women, because this year celebrates women in IP, accelerating innovation and creativity. So that's the theme for this year. And they were working with these people in Jamaica, these women in Jamaica. And I was one of the speakers online, speaking to the women in Jamaica. I also spoke to some women in Namibia. And they were so inspired by what I was saying. So they decided they will take me to Jamaica to speak to 32 entrepreneurs in Jamaica.
Okay, so tell us about the distribution of the product. What was that experience like?
To license your product to a company is hard work. You got to reach out to multiple countries, multiple companies and multiple countries if you want to get your product into another country. Because right now I'm trying for America, and you got to reach out to lots of companies. Some will give you no, some will give halfway, and then you have to go back and back. So it's like a courtship. So the company that I licensed my product to in Denmark, we talk on the phone for over 2 years. until he decides that he's going to license my product in Europe.
Wow.
So it's not an easy journey, but it's worth it.
Wow, that's so interesting, and I must say congratulations to you because can you tell us how many what percentage there are female inventors, if you know?
16.5% of inventors are women.
Oh.
And I think that's one of the reasons why the world intellectual property is fighting so hard to empower women to file intellectual property rights. Because you could imagine only 16.5% of inventors are women. We are far behind, and they are saying we have to wait until nearly 2098 for us to catch up with the men. So it's a drive, and this year's another drive. In 2018, they had a drive. I was featured then, and now I'm also featured, and they just did a story on me. And I want to now, impart the knowledge to other women and to push them forward because it's achievable. It's a can-do approach.
Wow, that is extremely commendable for a black female from the Caribbean to be a part of that very small percentage. And what have you been doing within the Tobago space to inspire young women to also become inventors?
Well, I just spoke just before Intellectual Property Day, which is always the 26th of April. I just spoke to some Roxborough School and Goodwood School. And I speak among my peers to women. Every time I meet a woman that has a product, I come out and I said, listen, do you have a trademark? I remember for International Women's Day, I spoke at Magdalena. And when I spoke at Magdalena, after I was finished speaking, I walked outside and I took a brochure of trademark and walked to every stall outside Magdalena, asking every woman there that had a product, do you have a trademark for your product? And not one woman outside Magdalena where they would, because they had people who had creative products outside. Not one woman there had a trademark. And that, when I said it burned my heart, and I said, no, Uncle, come on, we got to do something. And I intend to reach out to many of these women because soon I want to be a consultant to, register people trademark. So I'll talk about that another time. But right now I'm setting up the business to go out in the community and speak to women and encourage them to register their trademark.
Okay, wonderful. I love that idea. And in terms of financing as an entrepreneur and as an inventor, what was that experience like for you?
Oh my, I didn't have, but I trusted God. My thing was trusting God. Every step of the way, I put one foot in front of the other. I said, I got to go. I got to go to the next step. After winning special prize in the Prime Minister's invention, you got a lot of money. So I put that in. Then I borrowed. And then I borrowed. And that's how I did it, And there's the Madrid protocol that come here. So I want to say thanks to Export TT. Export TT, so any inventor or anybody out there that has a trademark, if you are filing the Madrid protocol, which you register a trademark here and you want to venture out of Trinidad and Tobago, Export TT is willing to pay you back half of what you spend. Because like for me, I have a trademark in China, I have a trademark in US, I filed in the United Kingdom, I filed in the EU, I filed in Canada, and I filed in Russia.
Okay.
And then when I was finished, you have to go through Export TT first. So tell them what you're doing, tell them all you have to write down all the countries that you are thinking, sign the document, and then when they approve it, then you can now file the trademark. And when you file it, they will now reimburse you half.
Okay. And I'm very happy that you said one of your guiding principles was trusting and having faith in God. Because when you said that you created this 17 years ago, from 17 years to now, I can imagine you probably had a lot of stress. You probably was frustrated a little bit. You had a lot on your plate. But, you had God there at the center. So, trust and faith in God. So that would have guided you through. And in terms of marketing, we have the little video here. I think it's quite informative. I like the concept of it. In terms of marketing, what else have you been doing in that regard?
Well, when you license it to a company, they're supposed to do all the hard work. But I still also market, even though that they are supposed to do it. I still also market because I'm looking for the American market. So I still promote myself. And right now there's a company, I don't know if you all heard about that, and now a new magazine in the United States that saw my stuff and want to do a story on me.
Okay. And the name is quite interesting. You Dazzle, fashion ruler. What was the inspiration behind that name? Was it just a random name, or did you pray about it and you got a name in a dream? You know, people get their names from so many different places.
Well, for me, I like to be a spark in people's life, right? I am a very jovial and happy person. So I had You Dazzle as my business. And when it was time for a trademark, my ruler name was Rona's Collapsible Multipurpose Ruler. And intellectual property said, no, Rona, don't use the name. And then I decided, well, what else can I use? And then I said, you know, Rona, you'll always like You Dazzle. Your email is You Dazzle. Name the ruler You Dazzle. And then I drew it. And when I drew it, then I have 3 daughters. So if you look at my trademark, there are 3 stars. And each of them have a different size. So each is for each one of my daughters.
Oh, wow, I think that's very cute. I like that.
Yes.
I really like that idea. And in terms of accessing the ruler here in Tobago, you know, we have a lot of seamstress. How can we access the ruler? What is the cost attached and that kind of thing?
Okay, I don't know how much Parker have it for. Parker have it, Abrams have it, and I have it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm running a special right now, $375. So my number is 391-5004. So you can access the ruler for Father's Day. It was from Mother's Day to Father's Day. So there's a special on right now.
Okay, and in terms of schools within Tobago, have you spoken with any of the teachers in terms of, I don't know, probably getting a ruler?
Yes, I've spoken to the teachers. I just gave Compre. I donated a ruler to the Signal Hill Comprehensive. So I've reached out to them in case they want rulers to buy. I haven't seen them come by as yet, but I still have faith and belief that they will soon need my ruler to use in schools.
Okay, and at the start, I'm pretty sure that there was something that you wanted to achieve between the 17 years ago that you started and now. How accomplished do you feel? Are you where you thought you would have been, or is there anything else that you still think that you want to achieve?
Right. I think this whole thing take a different turn in my life. It started out as me wanting finances. Invent the ruler. I wanted to know, when I won special prize, I decided, well, here what I am going to go to make millions of dollars, and so I leave a legacy for my children. And it all turned around in 2018 when the World Intellectual Property chose me as 1 out of 10 women from around the world to speak to women about invention and innovation. And then you know, the drive was changed, because then when I started researching and realized that there were only 16.5% of inventors are women, the whole dynamics changed. I then now have a different drive, a different passion. And then when I realized how much stress that I went through, and you know, to get this thing to market, and to get this and to understand the whole 9 yards of intellectual property, because I used to leave and go to intellectual property just to sit down to understand this whole thing and read a lot and research a lot. So then I realized I need to help other women. It's no longer about me and what can I give to my children or what can I give to myself. It's now a drive to take other people's product forward. I'm inducted in the Invention Hall of Fame, and every time I go to the office, I take a picture. I want to see another woman picture there. I want to see we fill up the wall. So intellectual property must be wondering where to put another woman. Mm-hmm. So I want to spread the word. It's no longer just about me. It's about spreading the word around Trinidad and Tobago and around the world. Because I'm speaking to women in Namibia, and I spoke to other women in other parts of Africa, and I've been to Jamaica. So it's not just about me anymore. It's about women on a whole, and for us to fight for what we believe in and what product we have.
Okay, wonderful. Definitely very inspiring. So, Ms. Jack, before you leave, just give the viewers once again your contact information and give them information as to where they can get their very own You Dazzle fashion ruler.
Okay, if you're in Trinidad, you can get your Dazzle fashion ruler at Factories outlet. And if you're in Europe, you can get it from Gardner Associates. You can go online and get it from him. And if you're in Tobago, you can get it from Rona Jack, 391-5004, or you can check at Parker's or Abraham Store.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Jack, for coming and speaking with us this morning. I am definitely very inspired. I hope that a lot of other young women who are viewing are also inspired this morning. And we just want to thank you for everything that you've been doing, and just want to say congratulations and continue to inspire. Viewers, that was Miss Rona Jack, the inventor of the Dazzle fashion ruler. We'll be taking a short break. Please remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.